Hello again, my friends, and you are my friend. You're catching us really at the essence of this platform, because I have just gone from Mrs. Doubtfire mode, where I've done the dinner, put the children to bed, tidied the house, to now being the Gov, host of a platform. I haven't got a clue what's going on this evening, although I know some of you at home will probably say, Gov, that's every evening, mate. Possibly so, but literally I've got no idea what the next 30 minutes or so holds for me, other than the fact we're going to talk about everyone's favourite away day. Well, I'm sure it's got to be somebody's favourite away day. It's of course Shrewsbury, and to join me in talking about this away day guide, I am joined by hopefully somebody who actually has a flipping clue what is going on. It is, of course, you may have read some of her stuff in the East Anglian Daily Times. I know what a big publication she's been in, but she's still on the platform. She's not outgrown us just yet. It is, of course, Queen of Hearts, Amy Downs.
I will never outgrow you.
Welcome. How are you?
I'll never outgrow anything, let's be honest. Student forever, me.
Let's address the elephant. Well, not the elephant in the room, but let's address the first thing first. We are on Thursday, the 31st of March. We are 2 days away from a Saturday, a home fixture at Cambridge. Normally, that would mean you'd be kicking yourself, going, I'm at home, wish I was at Portman Road. But this weekend is a bit different, isn't it, Amy? Why is it different?
24 hours time. I shall be at home. I shall be in Ipswich. I can't wait. I cannot wait, as long as the traffic's all right.
She's coming to Suffolk. She's coming to Ipswich. You're coming down. Home. Mark Dowling's coming down. It's like Amy's coming home for the Cambridge fixture. I could ask you, and in fact, I will ask you, how does that feel to know that you're coming home? As she swigs a bottle of Pinot Grigio.
Sorry, I meant to go for the water. I'm like, yeah, people shouldn't think I drink all the time. I'm on a bit of a celebratory mood.
We all need
today,
a gimmick.
So
we all need a gimmick. We all need a gimmick. Don't worry.
I'm not sure I want that to be my gimmick, but anyway. Yeah, so tomorrow is not 2 days away. Sorry, I'm already on tomorrow. In my head, I'm planning, packing and sorting the kids out. Saturday and Sunday is the Her Game 2 weekend for Ipswich Town. So I was invited back in January to support this and be a part of this, and I've just been absolutely chomping at the bit for this weekend. I've been so excited, and I've got to say the best thing about it is the fact that the club have really, you see, I remember Leeds United announcing their partnership, and it was T-shirts on the training ground and stuff like that, but I maybe I don't know, but there's been nothing more. Whereas with Ipswich, one of the reasons they left it so long to announce it, I feel, is that they wanted to get something behind it. They wanted to make sure it wasn't just a PR announcement. It was, we're actually going to do something about this. So I'm so proud to be a part of it, because it really, it matters. Somebody said to me, it was Chloe, who I featured in my article today, who said you want a space, you want to feel like you've got a space to be heard. So the club turning around, to be fair, we've done brilliantly as a club, talking, having days for level playing field and lots of other things. I loved hearing about deaf fans and how they get to be involved, and we've really tried to be much more inclusive this year. And getting on board with Her Game 2 was expected, was absolutely the minimum we could do, but they have tried so hard to go much further than that, and I'm really proud to be supporting them, and very proud to have had an article in the East Anglian today explaining why it's so important.
It's hugely important, and I'm so delighted that when I read that it's going to be this weekend, obviously particularly because you're coming down as well, and I know how much of a big part you've played in it. So that's great stuff. Looking forward to seeing you. The last time I saw you, actually, funny enough, was Cambridge. Hopefully I'll see you in better circumstances this time.
The last time I was down at Portman Road was 2019. It was
really?
when I was pregnant with James. It was our final game of the season that we got relegated, and we beat Leeds 3-2, and I'd come down for it, and Luke had taken Harry into Christchurch Park for the day. They went shopping, and then they went to Christchurch Park, and then they met us. We all went to see them in the park, and then we went for dinner afterwards, and it was
very nice.
Definitely see in the fan zone, Colin, definitely.
Colin says meeting the fans on Amy. It's getting great apparently in there now. And still, good evening, everyone. Shrewsbury's. Is it Shrewsbury or Shrewsbury, Amy? I say Shrewsbury, and somebody did commend me, and I think it might have even been a Shrewsbury fan in saying, "Martin, you say it right." But how do you say it?
I would have said Shrewsbury because it's ooh, isn't it? It's
but then scone and scone. They're still the same little letters, but people often grass and grass. Grass and grass, Bath and Bath.
I actually get told off for saying Bath because
I saw it.
Harry's obviously learning to read at the moment and it's phonetics. So actually Bath is completely wrong, but it's not. That's the way you say it. Like it's not Bath. That's not right. Grass.
I'm off to Bath, mother. Is how you would say it if you were from the northern part of England. I would say I'm off for a bath, mum. If I was, but yeah, Shrewsbury. You make your own minds up. I'm going for Shrewsbury, and we're here to talk about that. Where we start? As I said at the start of the show, I haven't got a clue. Literally not got a clue. So literally, where are we going to start with this today? Where do you want to take me?
Well, I did think if it's all right with the club updating what's happening this weekend with her game 2, I just want to chat a bit about what's going on Saturday and obviously now my article going out, chatting a bit about her game 2, and then I thought we'd talk about past games at Shrewsbury, but this is not a ground that I've gone to, as most of you who watch this regularly will expect. It's a bit too far down south for me, so I'd love to hear memories. Colin's just shared that he went there with his dear old dad, and that's lovely. Thank you for sharing that. So it'd be really lovely to hear, and I think as we will see further down the show, it's an interesting one with results that we've had there, but I would really like to see it. And interesting to see that Ant Steele's not been there before, because normally he's been to every game. So any tips?
Because normally, as you say, Ant's gone to most, if not all. So when he said new stadium, I had me googling: is it a new? Is it a new? I don't think it is. I just think he hasn't been, which suggests we are still new at this level, at least, I guess.
Yeah.
We haven't been here for a decade just yet. So update us then on what's going on this weekend. Kick us off. I'm all ears.
So the club have updated us today that all the things that are going on tomorrow, not tomorrow, gosh, like I say, I'm already on Friday in my head for planning. So we've got a Her Game 2 weekend, and as I say, they're backing it up with activities going on within the club, including, and let me scroll down on my list, they have got both the men's and women's team will be wearing Her Game 2 warm-up t-shirts, which is exciting. The matchday program will feature Her Game 2 content. Participants of the Community Trust Wildcats will receive tickets, so they're giving tickets to young girls, which is huge. And then the thing that I will be involved in is that Liz Edwards and I will be, and the WhatsApp group that we've set up will be in the fan zone on Saturday from midday. Just meeting female fans, and basically this is what I loved about what they did. The club decided they wanted to launch an official WhatsApp group, so we have somewhere to go. You know, when Twitter just goes a bit, I really don't want to be on there on a Saturday night, it's somewhere to go where we can talk to other women and just be a little bit like, we know we're not going to get any aggro, and we know we can just chat, or in a morning we can get a bit excited, and we can just chat to each other. And I've had so many of the girls that are already involved, that are already involved in the group, who've said to me it's just nice to have a place to go and just feel happy and feel safe. And I know the whole reason Liz Edwards set this up was that she'd noticed within the fan zone at Ipswich there was like a little group of women that were slowly starting to congregate pre-pandemic, because they didn't have anyone else to go to. And I think I really relate to that as somebody who was originally born in Ipswich but started coming to see the club from outside Ipswich. I didn't have, aside from my dad, I had no one to go to games with. And then I moved up north and it was even harder because I didn't even have my dad to go with. So I literally started going to games on my own, and that is hard. That is really intimidating. So what we want to do is make sure that people have got someone to talk to. And do you know what, if you fancy Rotherham away and you want to come, you want to go but you're worried about who's going to be there, message me and I'll come and see you. So that's what we've tried tried to do with the WhatsApp group. There's a lovely group of ladies that we are hopefully trying to extend this weekend, and I put my blooming business cards down, but I've got some lovely cards to hand out to female fans at the weekend. So keep an eye out for those, because I just want to pass them on and get people joining the group. And it's really, I know that a lot of us already do have our communities. I have an incredible community of people that I see at games and online, you being the perfect example. But I also know what I was like 10 years ago, and that I didn't have. I remember going to Peterborough United and not knowing anybody, and somebody, this guy from Twitter, came over and asked, "Are you Trapped Girl Amy?" And we talked for the whole game, and it was such a relief. It was really, really nice.
Who was that?
Morecambe. I think his name was Paul. Paul Westlake was his name.
There you go.
And it was really nice. And funnily enough, that game, I saw the Stannard brothers on the terrace, and I recognised them from Twitter. And then within a couple of months, I'd started going to games with them. So huge for me. Huge thank you to the Stannard brothers, because they welcomed me into their group. But not every woman, not every girl they absolutely are. They are wonderful. But not everybody gets that. And thank you, Colin. I will definitely go to a game with you sometime. But like, Morecambe away, I was with my mates, but I ended up chatting with, I was stood at the front with Stephen Parry, and Lee was behind me, Lee Bayliss. And then, so it's through Talking Town, although I had my friends, I also had like the Talking Town guys to chat with throughout the whole game, which was wonderful. But I also know that girls who maybe don't spend as much time on social media as I do don't have those opportunities. So that's what we're hoping what Her Game 2 thing will do. And I've even tonight, since the article went out less than 3 hours ago, and I've already had people tweeting, but there's no problem at Ipswich. And I'm just like, but there is. I know there is. It's not a major issue. We definitely are one of the most welcoming clubs, without a doubt. And I always thought we were quite balanced. But the club have released a statement saying it's only 18% of season ticket holders that are women, which I thought was quite low. I would have always thought we were higher, like closer to 50-50.
Do we know what the median is?
They don't know, because we are the first club to reveal it, which is really interesting. Really,
okay.
So
until more information comes but until more information comes available, I guess we can't.
But it's still low. Like, what's the percentage of the population that's women and men? Do you know what I mean?
But then you start wandering into tall grass, where does every woman like football? No.
Does every man like football?
No. But you start wandering into tall grass.
Did you hear my hubby then?
No, what do you say?
Luke's like, nope.
There you go. Exactly. No, he doesn't. Absolutely. But that's tall grass I don't want to get into.
Not tonight.
I haven't got my belly boots.
I do think it's a conversation for future, because it's actually, I do think more of us like football than people realise, and I do think more are a little bit too nervous about going to games, and we need to change that.
Oh, that goes without saying. Absolutely, without a doubt. Absolutely, without a doubt. EJ says not going to Shrewsbury. Wish he was. Looking forward to the Cambridge game on Saturday, as is Amy Down. So there you go. You can go and see her in the fans. Is there anything else that we, for Her Game 2, or have we covered it? So you got the warm-up T-shirts for both the men's team and the female team. We've got the tickets to the Wildcats, the WhatsApp. The fan zone WhatsApp group will be there to meet them, and then you can join their official WhatsApp, providing you're a female, I'd imagine. Amy?
Yeah, it is. So what you would do is you'd email Liz Edwards, the supporters liaison officer, and give your customer number, and then obviously she's going to check. Because we have had, if you can believe it, we have had people trying to take the mick. So it is just checking you're a woman, and that's if you can give you a customer number, and if you can't, we'll check you're okay. Well, I'm sure we'll be able to sort it out. But yeah, the only other thing is that around the ground there's going to be posters about Her Game 2. So I would love to see
those.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Amazing. So I'd love to see some pictures of those if people fancy taking photos, maybe some selfies in front of them. Like, the guys as well. That's what's really important. I've got a tweet planned to go out tomorrow about, do you know what, as I've said to you many times, the most important thing is not just, it's all about the women. It's about the fact that we all need to be together.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying I want it all women at football. I'm just saying we want everybody to feel happy. So it'd be lovely to see some pictures of the posters, maybe tag Talking Town in the photos around the weekend if you see a poster, because that would be amazing. Just to show like Ipswich are really leading the way with this. They've done well. They've really taken it on board.
Also, my notes are Stannard, time to sit down. Don't know if that correlates to what you were talking about, but I just part of my notes there. You see, that's what I do when you're talking. I make the notes, try and remind myself. But I've got a Stannard written down. Could you talk about the Stannard brothers? I have got a question for you actually, though. Before we move on to Shrewsbury, I know this is the Shrewsbury Away Day guide, but I do wonder the percentage of women that return for multiple visits after their first compared to women that come the first time and then for whatever reason are put off from returning it, because that's a really key aspect of it, isn't it? Not only getting them there, it's also making them feel included and welcome and keeping them coming back to increase that 18%, I guess is what I'm saying here.
Yeah, if I can share something with you, if you don't mind.
We are live, don't forget.
I know. And I think it's all right. I think I'm comfortable sharing it. Usually, when I come back down to Portman Road, I sit in the North Stand.
Mm-hmm.
I have a couple of friends who I usually sit with. But this time around, I've decided to go back up to my old seat up in Pioneer Co-op, whatever it's called at the minute. Mainly because I'm a little bit nervous about North Stand is now sold out and certain people online that I really don't want to meet face to face, if I'm being honest. Whereas there's a lot of nostalgia about going back up where I used to sit the years we were in the Premier League, and I'm very happy with that and I'm totally fine with that. But I know I will be more comfortable up in those seats. And I think that's the thing. It's not, yes, it's about how women feel once they get there, but it's about how they feel before they get there, whether they even want to set foot through those turnstiles. And that, for me, when I was researching this article for the East Anglian, the original one is a lot longer. I'm going to try and get it up on my blog tomorrow. The response was Portman Road is generally quite a welcoming place and we feel happy there, but there is nerves about going on your own. And even this weekend, I've spoken to my friends and said, I'm going to sit in this stand. If you want to come up and sit with me, great. But don't worry if you want to be in your usual seat. And to be fair, they're sitting up with me, which is lovely. But it's just that thing about going on your own. And actually, even blokes, I'm pretty sure, would be a little bit intimidated doing that. But as women, it is very hard from experience to walk through the North Stand on your own as a woman. It is hard. Yes,
and I can imagine. So particularly when you're a prominent person like yourself, that is going to play a little bit into it. I was actually not allowed by a few people to go into the North Stand. Alex Wilson, who's on the platform, he had a spare ticket. I think his carer ticket, and I was on my own.
Oh yeah,
and I was like, well,
we'd love you to go with him.
Yeah, but the people that we meet before the shut, that they would like, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't go in the North Stand if I was you. And blah, very similar to what you were. And that was after Cambridge, and I can understand it. So I can definitely understand where you're coming from there.
It's definitely heightened now, but even back, 5-10 years ago, before I did any blogging, before I did any podcasts,
it's just an unknown, isn't it?
I still felt nervous.
Yeah, it's the unknown, isn't it? It's the unknown.
I had my arse pinched. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not a big deal, but it's really not nice. And I think it comes down to one of the things that's been talked about a lot this week with the Will Smith thing is the male toxicity thing and like male bravado and stuff like that. And it's not that I'm saying people shouldn't get drunk and have fun, but also you don't have to intimidate women. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It perfectly sense. I'm just
not going in the Will Smith discussion tonight.
I'd love to, because I've got a shocking barrel load of stuff to say about that situation, but no. Nothing I'd like to commit to a live airing. I'm learning after 19 months in the job. So, Shrewsbury. We've got stadium, parking, pubs.
Nice segue.
Thanks. Pubs. Anything else we normally talk about? And previous players. Where do you want to start with the Shrewsbury guide then, my friend?
So I'm thinking previous games, previous players, ground, parking, drinking. That's that's my plan for tonight.
Don't have a graphic for previous games because George has just been rude. He's been rude, to be honest with you, by going on holiday.
How dare he?
He has removed himself from the UK shores and put himself in America without his laptop, he claims. Love you, George, really. And so he did say you could do it, as in me, and I said, oh yeah, I would. And then I'm playing Mrs. Doubtfire today instead, so it's my fault, really. But we haven't got a previous graphic. I've got one that hasn't got the most recent, I guess, is the answer to that. Actually, I'm not technically telling you the truth there. Because I do have a previous
found a really good one earlier. I found one that didn't have the most recent
so organised.
I know. That's my fault. I should have checked in with you. Basically, it was 2-1 to us, 2-0 to us, 2-1 to us, 0-0. And that was all in the recent, last 2 years, but a bit all over the place because of COVID. Yeah. And then you jumped to 2009 when it was 3-3.
So yeah, you've got these. So you got 3-0 in the League Cup, 3-3 in the League Cup, 3-0 in the League One, 2-1 in League One, 0-0, and then the most recent one, obviously at home this year, is not on this one here, which I think I'm right in saying we won.
Yep, there was another 2-1 in there.
Yeah, so notoriously, this is a fixture we normally do pretty well at.
Yeah.
What's your confidence level as we sit here?
Oh, yes, I can't see why not. Yeah. And so my friends and I were talking about how many points do we think we can pick up with the games that are left. And this was the only one that I was yeah, we're going to win this one. Other than Crewe, actually, it was Shrewsbury and Crewe. I was like, yeah, we'll win those two. The rest were draws and defeats. I've gone from Little Miss Sunshine to
wow,
very pessimistic.
Get you. God, you're miserable, aren't you?
I'm sorry, but I will guarantee that we either have the game cancelled on Saturday or we lose because I am there. I am the jinx.
Well, yeah, probably. But what I'm going to say is, as I sit here, I'm in the Colin Plum aisle of seating, where I think we're going to win every single game between now and the end of the season. That will change, but it's Thursday. Let's drink some Kool-Aid and let's dream and believe. So that's the previous games. Now where, my friend?
I was thinking previous players now.
Oh, okay, dokie, right. What?
So I've got 9.
9.
Yep, I would love to see if anybody can get more than 9.
9. Okay, we got John Nolan.
To begin with, that's a great start, by the way. To begin with, while everybody has a think, there is, of course, a manager. So interesting. I thought it might be interesting to talk about him when he was managing them. He took them up to the top of League One and got them into playoffs, and was potentially quite an exciting signing for us. He was an up and coming manager. Let's not talk about the next 6 months. But do you think if we'd have had him now?
No.
Well, there you go.
Do you know, it's a big weekend in the National League this weekend because 2 previous town managers square off. Paul Hurst Grimsby against Paul Cooks Chesterfield. I think it's this weekend. But there you go. That says the story for me. Right.
I'm going to go 9 players. Amy.
I'm going to go with Nick Muller, David Linigan. Going to trust that he's right on that one.
Yeah, I'll trust him. That's John not Nolan. One of mine, so that's 10. Yep.
John Nolan. Toto Inciala.
Yep.
Matthew Pennington plays for them currently, and he played for us. Who else you've got? Who else have you got? Have you got a winger on there? Certain winger with some lovely blonde highlights?
I don't think so.
Darren Curry?
Oh, yes, I do, yeah.
Darren Curry.
Oh, you were missing me with the highlights, but yes, I do have him. Yeah.
Ian Aitken, says Nick Muller. I'm going to go with him again.
That's not on my list.
Not on your list. Okie dokie. Sylvan Ebanks Blake. Did he play for Shrewsbury?
Absolutely great shout. He was the one I was going to give you a few clues for, hoping you wouldn't get it. That's amazing. Whoever got that. Was that you?
Yeah. He also has the greatest ever. I think every answer is Sylvan Ebanks Blake, really, to be honest with you. To any question. He's also got the greatest ever chant, which is na 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 na. Sylvan Ebanks Blake, Ebanks Blake, Sylvan Ebanks Blake. La 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 la.
You need to get out more.
Great song. Hey, that was probably the best bit of us playing Wolves when he was up front for them and they beat us. You know, at least we learnt a new chant. What play could we do that for now? Na 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 na. Wesley Burns. Wesley Burns.
He needs a new one as well, doesn't he? Because he's got it's a bit boring, his one.
He goes, Gov the Mastermind Champ. I don't. Hit a brake pedal there, Simon. Don't be putting any money on me with anything, particularly Mastermind, because I'm run out of players, my friend. I literally have got nothing left.
Right, hang on. I've got
nothing left.
I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more here.
5. David Geddes, says Nick Muller.
Nick Muller's got a better researcher than I have because I haven't got him either. I'm going to check all of these afterwards. Okay, so this 36-year-old forward was on loan from us to us from Peterborough in 2012.
Tyrone Barnett.
Well done. Very impressed with that.
Did his cruise shirt, didn't he? I think in one of the early games at Portman Road.
I remember him getting injured. Yep.
He looked pretty good
loads
until
of
that
fuss
point.
around him, and then he got injured, didn't he?
Yeah.
Classic Another forward, 40-year-old, was on loan to Shrewsbury from Barnsley in 2001 and came on loan to us from Plymouth in 2010.
On loan from us to Plymouth?
From Plymouth to us.
Plymouth to us. In what year?
In 2010.
Did he score any goals for us?
I don't know. I didn't write that one down. So I'm assuming not.
Is it everyone's mate? Little Rory Fallon.
Yeah, you are amazing. I am.
little Rory.
Anne got it as well. I'm well impressed with that. Very good. And one more.
Was he Irish or from New Zealand in the end, Rory Fallon?
New Zealand.
New Zealand.
Wikipedia tells me it was New Zealand. One more, a more recent player who had a very good chant. I haven't got any more clues on that because you guessed all my best ones quite early on. Defender, I want to say.
Defender. Right. You ain't giving me much to go on there, have you really? Defender.
Nope.
Played for both teams. I mean, literally.
Had a good chant.
Scored 1 goal for us, Rory Fallon. I thought he did. There was a scrappy one I'm thinking as well, where he's bundled it in. And can probably tell me if that's the case.
Yeah, 26-year-old defender.
So he's 26 now, is he?
Came on loan to us, Came on loan to us from Wolves in the 2017-18 season. Made 23 appearances.
Well, that's either Ricky Stearman or Dominic Iorful.
That's the one.
Which one is it?
Mr. Iorfa.
Oh, sorry, yeah, Iorfa.
Dominic Iorfa did it. Oh, that was that one as well, wasn't it? Did it.
I reckon he's still probably trying to get out of Zeke Fryer's back pocket. I think it was Zeke Fryers who did him at Huddersfield. Sure it was. Was it Zeke Fryers or was it somebody else I'm thinking of? Somebody at Huddersfield. We went to Huddersfield. It can't be Zeke Fryers. He was on loan at us. Somebody at Huddersfield literally turned... Might not have even been Dominic Iorful, actually, come to think of it. Ignore me. Move on. I'm getting my players mixed up. So now I'm showing my
Don't worry.
lack of knowledge.
There was another one as well, which got me very excited because he's like a couple of months older than me. Matt Richards.
Oh, really?
Which I found quite interesting.
What was quite strange is Matt Richards and Ian Westlake had great little careers with us, and then the moment they left us, they just sort of stopped playing football. They
See,
just disappeared.
nowadays, when you leave us, you have a good career.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, Ian Westlake did go to Leeds, and that normally was a career killer for anybody.
True.
You know.
Very true.
But yeah, there you go. Right, where are we going now, Miss Downs?
Shall we have a look at the ground?
Oh, yes, please. So it's a 10,000.
I would appreciate any support on this one, because including your Google, because it's not one I've been to before.
I have got a Google. I have got it already up, already looking. Here we go. 10,000
We'll have
seat
a Google
stadium.
Maps on this show, don't we?
It says 10,000, 4 stands and a club shop. There you go. What more could you want out of life, really? Let us be truthful. What more could you want? It's got a Tesco's. No, sorry, a Sainsbury's. Sorry, Tesco's.
Winner.
McDonald's, Amy. Big tasty with bacon. You could get one. Oh no, you're not going to Shrewsbury, are you?
I had a tweet about coming down this weekend. I had a tweet from Aston. Aston Scarf tweeted me to tell me how far McDonald's is from the Felixstowe ground. So guess where I'm going on the way to the game. Sushi
gourmet. Nice. Like it. There you go. So anyway, yeah, sorry, the stadium's there, look.
Yep. Out on the outskirts. It is. Sounds like it's really easy to get to. The away fans are located in the north stand at one end of the ground. Legroom is good, and the stands are quite steep, which means you're quite close to the action, which is always good. And the concourses are well laid out according to the reviews. So, sounds like a goodie to me. I've got a few mates who are looking forward to going down to this one, but it's not one I've managed to get down to. The dates have just not fallen right for me.
Got a Pizza Hut. Nobody out pizzas the hut. The Charles Darwin, that sounds quite good. Pub. The Shrewsbury Fish.
You're jumping ahead now.
I'm just looking. Lee Fung House. What is that? Must be a Chinese takeaway, I would have thought. Chinese takeaway. Yeah. Exopoli. Exopoli. What sort of restaurant's that? The picture doesn't give it away.
Somebody go and find out for us.
It's a meze.
Meze.
Oh, look at that.
Oh.
That's actually really cool. That's not too far from the ground either. Well,
you're wishing you went to more away games, aren't you?
I am.
Shall we go to Shrewsbury and go to Exopoli?
Any kebab shop, says Robert Grimsby. I'll keep looking for the kebab shops while Amy tells you about parking around the ground.
So apparently the ground itself does have a car park, but it's all permit. So it's recommended to go to what did you call it? I think you said Meole Brace Bowling Club. I was hoping we might be able to find that on Google. It's short walk away from the ground, £3 per car, and has a bar. So I would be very tempted to be going there if it was me. And it's, like I say, very close to the ground. It can be found at Meole Rise, apparently.
Nice. I found the kebab shop.
Lovely.
Flames, look. Literally across the way from the old McDonald's. Little place called
what
Flames.
What are you pick, though? Surely you'll pick McDonald's.
Well, I don't know. That pizza looks quite good. I am quite partial to a lamb sheesh. I'm not going to lie. There you go, Robert. Flames for you, mate. Let me know if you do try it out, Robert. Let me know. Send me some pictures. I can add it to my food wall of food.
Maybe that's what we should do next season. Is we're going to have an away games wall of food.
Oh.
And we can just over the year we can just add.
Where'd my folder
picture
go?
From away games.
That is a good idea. The hall of the hall of food, we could call it, for away days. Not the hall of fame, the hall of food. Rate it out of 5, and then we could leave a little TripAdvisor review, couldn't we? Talking Town TripAdvisor review. Yes, love it. Right, you're back to the parking. So I imagine looking at it though, there's quite a bit of parking where it is, because it's
it sounds like it's all residential. So my advice would be to keep an eye out for car parks. But it does sound like there's a fair few. There's a big. I'm thinking about Rotherham, but there's a few places to park, and the recommended one is the bowling club. So if I were driving, that's where I'd be going.
Surely the park and ride. Literally next door to the football club.
Oh yeah.
I'd have thought it comes on that A5112, then goes right.
Can you Google Meole MEOLE place? That's the one that's recommended.
Oh, Meole Brace.
That's the one.
That's not too far either. Yeah, you've got a few churches. You could always phone them up and say, "Coming down for the game. Can I park in your car park?" I'm sure they'll take a donation.
Yeah, because it's Me Old Brace retail park over the road, I think, from the ground, and then there's the bowling park nearby. So that's
I wasn't joking, by the way, because a lot of churches' car parks are empty if there's not an event going on a Saturday, particularly.
There's one in Pudsey I always use.
The
others all charge. I'll go in the car park.
There you go. But I would suggest, giving them a blower first. Otherwise, you might come back and find
don't do it me.
They weren't so saintly and they left you a ticket.
Mike's mentioned the old ground. I'd love to hear about that.
There you go. Are we looking at a bit of potentially our future here with the ground that's out of town that used to be in the town? Is that the way? Do you think one day, or do you think we'll always be? I'll try not to. Colin, I'm going on.
No, we're not bloody going there.
No, don't go there. Right, let's have a beer. Where are we drinking?
Okay, so it sounds like there is a fan zone at the club, which is an option, but it sounds like it's quite small. The highly recommended one online, I'd love to hear from. I can see that Colin's been to a few, so I'd love to hear from him. But the Wild Pig is recommended. That's near the bowling club, and that's got real ales, TVs, things like that. So that sounds quite good. Used to be known as the Brooklands Hotel, so you might find it. And then there is what you've already mentioned, the Charles Darwin. Did you know I am related to him?
Who, Charles Darwin?
Yeah.
Are you really?
Yeah.
The Wild Pig, my friend, is permanently closed. Just to break your hearts there. Look, Wild Pig, permanently closed.
Well, that shows up my research, doesn't it?
Yeah, but the Brooklands Hotel might still be open. But the Wild Pig aspect of it.
So pub, the site itself, I think, from the sounds of it, that's the best place to go as away fans, I think. Right. Hopefully they've got
right across the way from Flames. Look, so park yourself at the Brooklands, have a couple of pints, walk across, have a Flames kebab.
Winner.
Do you think we're on good enough terms with the Shrewsbury lot that we could probably gate crash there? Not that I'm not going, but they're Montgomery Waters Meadow. They're the lounge bar and restaurant overlooking the pitch.
Well, I don't know because they've got the fan zone for that, haven't they?
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's probably.
So I'd assume whatever's looking over the pitch, people are paying exec.
Yeah,
for
that's
that.
the paying. Yeah, that's
Graham. Graham Brook.
Yeah, that's Graham Brook and that's Graham Brook in there with a prawn sandwich, isn't it? He's paid 70 quid just to sit 4 rows up from me. Not that I'm not going. So yeah, I don't know. It doesn't look too good where it is. I thought Shrewsbury was right in the town centre.
No, it is a bit of a shame that it's out on the edge.
Yeah, not many pubs.
Colin's just offered to buy me a drink on Saturday. Yay!
There's a Starbucks. It's a Shell.
Well, that's not really what you want, is it? It sounds to me, looking on the away grounds guide, as one of the few grounds that I don't have a massive amount of experience in. There's lots to choose from, I think. Aston says the park and ride is an utter PITA to get out of. Pain in the arse.
So I read that as pitter bread, and I was thinking, where's he getting pitter for the park and ride? What's going on? But
he's right though, park and rides, and I think maybe you might be better off just finding a side. Maybe
can't you just park in the park and ride, pay for the ticket, then walk? If you can.
No, but the point is to get out of the park and ride. It's like the one on the edge of Ipswich.
Well, that's anywhere though, isn't it?
On football days, isn't it? So
that's anywhere though, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but who wants to wait?
Well, that's when you go to Flames or the pub.
Well, this is true. This is true.
You know what I mean?
Ant Steele's testament to that. We always wait for the traffic to go in the pub.
You head to the what's that pub called? And wait for it all to blow over. You head to I can't think of that pub in that film.
World's End.
Yes, can't think of what it's called. Colin Plum.
There's actually a pub in Pudsey called the World's End. I love it.
I will buy you a drink on Saturday, Amy. There you go.
Colin, please do come and say hello. I'd love to see you.
Right.
And he's on the Rattler on Saturday. Yeah.
Have we got anything else to cover before we depart?
Well, we've covered the most important thing now, haven't we? With pubs. I think we've got a few options there, and just enjoy yourselves if you're going. It sounds like it'll be a good one. I know a few people are going down because it's new ground, and just I think I know it's not going to be. I don't think it's going to be quite. Oh, the Winchester.
That's it. Head to the Winchester and wait for it all to blow over. Boom. I was sitting here thinking, I don't think it's the world's end.
No,
but
you were right. You were right.
Who am I to tell her that she's wrong? Because I don't know.
Ant Steele does. It's fine.
Oh, he's on it. Right. Don't forget you can support us through Ko-Fi. This is obviously one of our additional content stuff that we love to do here. I do have a lot of fun. I'm now more excited about Flames than I am the game, to be honest with you. I'm hoping someone goes to Flames because it looks quite good. Or the other one I found, the Meze place. I can't remember the name, but it did sound
the Meze one would be good.
Did look good. I might even just go just for that, just do a show from there. There's a game over there, but the match day tickets coming from here.
We'll watch it on Twitter live from the Meze place.
Well, I tell you what, if results don't go our way between now and then,
might be the better option.
It might be the better option. The Winchester and Aston S. Thank you very much, Aston. Thanks all for getting involved. Amy, anything else before we do go, or are you going to lead us out with your wonderful, wonderful catchphrase?
I could do it this week. I can use it this week. So really, really looking forward to this weekend. I hope that you guys, particularly if on Twitter, if you can share my tweets about her game too and just get the message out there, I'd be really, really grateful. Really looking forward to seeing you all, Colin, and can't wait to spend the day with you. Do come over and see me and say hello. And I will be coming to see you guys at full time at the Sir Ralph statue. And I'm really looking forward to seeing all of you. But if I don't see you through the week, I'll see it through window.